What's up, everybody? This is Jeff. Today I'm making this video to talk about what Hawaiian island is best for you to either A, visit, or B, move to. When you consider Hawaii, you have to bear in mind that each island is unique to each other. Okay. The four main ones are Oahu, Big Island, which is called the island of Hawaii, Maui, and Kauai. The two smaller islands in population, and the odds of you going there are slim to none, Molokai and Lanai. I'm just going to touch on those two first before we get into the big four. Molokai, it's Hawaiian homestead land. It's fairly undeveloped, got some very dramatic sea cliffs, and not the most friendly place for resort style tourism. It's a little bit high risk, but it can be done. Lanai, the exact opposite of Molokai. One giant resort, privatized. It's like a good old boys club, country club, gotta have money, owned by Larry Ellison of Oracle, and undeveloped, but one big giant resort, and you gotta have big money if you want to have a good time there. Stay at the Four Seasons at Haluk Bay. Okay, kicking it off with Kauai. Kauai is called the Garden Isle. People who go to Kauai and just stay near the airport in Lihue or Kalapaki and don't make it all the way over to Waimea Canyon or the other side by Hanalei to where the Nepali coast is, don't fully experience Kauai. If you go to Kauai, the reason that it is considered, and by the way, people have said this, it is the most beautiful island in all of the Pacific. Tahiti, Bora Bora. People who have gone to Fiji and all these places across the Hawaiian Islands, they come back, they say that they feel as though Kauai is the most beautiful island of all. And most of it is, no, entirely, it is entirely related to the Nepali coast. The Nepali coast is what makes Kauai unique. It's beautiful, it's amazing, it's phenomenal, it's unparalleled. If you just stay on the east side of the island, you will not be experiencing Kauai. And people go to Kauai, stay at the resort, and stay in Kalapaki and stay in Lihue, and they say, Kauai's okay. Well, did you go to Hanalei? Did you go to the Waimea Canyon? Because if you go over there, you're going to see Jurassic Park Falls, maybe if you take a helicopter. That's what makes Kauai unique, the western part of Kauai. It is affordable to live there. It's not very expensive, and you can stay for less than $150 a night in a fairly nice hotel. Okay, if we move over now to the next island over, Oahu. The average price for a hotel in Oahu, I have found, is about $200. You add in resort fees, parking fees, you're looking at $240, $250 a night just for a basic hotel. Okay, so Oahu is expensive. I always tell people who go there, you're going to need a rental car. Because if you think you're going to get around any other way through a tour bus, you're not going to have much flexibility. You're going to be on their time, and it's going to be difficult. If you're trying to use public transportation, you're going to be stuck in traffic. A lot of times it's going to take 2 hours to get from Waikiki to Pearl Harbor. It's just pretty silly. Get yourself a rental car, do it right. If you want to live in Oahu, okay, you're going to want to, you're going to be able to find jobs in Oahu. Oahu has jobs. Oahu also has the city life. No matter how you look at it, they call it Little Tokyo or the Big Apple of the Pacific. So it's a boom town. It's like Tokyo. It's busy, packed streets. People from all over. It's a fusion of cultures. I'm not saying Tokyo is a fusion of cultures, but It's got that hustle and bustle feel that you would get in Tokyo. As far as getting around Oahu and going to the premier beaches outside of Waikiki are going to be Ko'olina Beach Park, but you go to the other side of the island, you go to Kailua. Kailua has Kailua Beach, Waimanalo, Lanikai, Makapu'u, and Bellows. So that's where the beaches that you really want to hang out are. It's packed, it's crowded, but not like Waikiki. So North Shore, people love the North Shore. They love it a lot when it's summertime. I mean, when it's wintertime. Summertime, there's no waves. Wintertime, there's big waves, big surf community. It's like, Kelly Slater, John Florence. Those guys are going to be there hanging out. Maybe Mick Fanning, I don't know. But Oahu is one of those places where you can pretty much get it all, but it's got a lot of people. If you like people, Oahu's for you. Okay. Maui. Now, Maui is a very unique place. You can live in the jungle in an isolated community without a lot of people around, unlike you can in Oahu. It's very seldom that you can do that in Oahu. But if you go up to upcountry or Makawao or maybe even Hana, you can find a place where you can, have some privacy, and you can find that on Maui. But it's going to cost you. It's going to cost you some money. Maui's expensive. Maui's got beautiful beaches. Most of the beautiful beaches on Maui are going to be on the west side. Going to be where Kihei is, Lahaina, stuff like that, Makena. The beach, I would say there is quite a few beaches in that area, and they're semi-crowded. However, it's probably the best sunsets you'll see in Hawaii are going to be on Maui. It's really, really nice. They call it the Valley Isle, whereas Oahu, I didn't mention that, is called the Gathering Place, rightfully so. There's where the most people are. Maui's called the Valley Isle because you got where the Io Valley is, there's a mountain range in that area. And then you got the valley, and then you got Haleakala. So in the valley is Wailuku to Kihei inside there, and it's farm, sugarcane, and some towns. Maui also has a nice mall. So if you like going to malls, Maui and Oahu have malls, shopping malls, like real, Western style shopping malls. Kauai doesn't really have that. Now, if we move over to the Big Island, you can get very rural living, farm community on the Big Island. You can also get, fresh food, fresh livestock from Parker Ranch, going to Puna. The Big Island is a very, very, very diverse island, and it's big. It takes long. It's the size of all the other islands put together, combined. So if you took Maui, Oahu, Kauai, Lanai, Molokai, and put them all into the size of the Big Island, that's how big the Big Island is in area. The Big Island has two main metro centers, I would say. The two main areas are going to be where the airports are, Hilo and Kona. Outside of that, you have Waikoloa Village, Honoka'a, and Waimea. And that's pretty much the main metro areas on this island, on the Big Island. If you like lush green jungle, you're going to want to go to the east side, where Hilo is, all the way up to the Hamakua coast. You can get some jungle in Puna, and that's where the 420 culture is alive and well. And also up in Hawaii, the north side, just past Waikoloa, it turns into jungle again, so you can get that up there. If you like hikes, this island, Big Island, has a lot of hikes. It has big mountains, It has white sand beach, black sand beach, green sand beach. Very diverse on the Big Island. Jobs on the Big Island are available. I would say that if you are going to move to the Big Island and try and hit it big, you better work on the internet. Because that's pretty much the way you're going to make it big on the Big Island, because it's pretty much already owned up. They don't want you to steal their thunder, so you got to figure out a way to make money using the internet. I'm going to close this whole video by saying that if you do plan to move to Hawaii, I would say that having a secondary income that you make on the internet is going to really help you enjoy Hawaii when you get here. Because if you have to get a full-time job, you're going to have a hard time making ends meet if you're not able to make a substantial amount of money, because it does get expensive here. So try now to build a online business for real. Once you get that online business, you can live anywhere in Hawaii as long as you can pay the bills, because all you need is internet connection. There's so much to say about Hawaii. It's really hard to put it into a 12-minute video like I'm doing with this one. But just remember, it can be done. Cost of living is expensive. It's basically just add 10% to 15% for everything. Gas is not too expensive, but I've paid almost $9 for a jug of orange juice recently. Milk is $8. Eggs are $4 to $5. Just putting things into perspective like that, because they got to ship it here. It's coming from someplace on a ship. So there you go. All right, guys. So talk to you later.